Unscripted.
You know, the more sort of research that you do into the next generation consoles, you sort of come to the idea that while we know a lot, there's still quite a bit that we actually don't know, and that can be a little bit concerning when you kind of think about it, especially when you take into consideration that we're so close to launch. I mean, we are literally within, 5 weeks away from launch of both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and now undoubtedly we will see a lot of people working on the PlayStation 5 in the next few days and probably next week with the Xbox Series X, due to the simple fact that obviously a lot of people have their hands on it and people are actually playing these things now. So will that answer all the questions? I don't really know, but it will obviously answer some of the questions. That we did get a little bit of feedback from Sony themselves, and some other interesting little tidbits kind of came about worth mentioning, because I think a lot of people were asking questions about this, and this makes a lot of sense as to why they would continue to do this. Hey, what's up everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews with another video. Thank you for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally, so thank you so much for continuing to rock out with me. If you guys are looking for a way to support a small channel like mine, a simple like goes a long way. You can also share out the video, take a minute to consider subscribing, or hit the bell so you're notified of all the content as soon as it drops. What's up, all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between? You are absolutely incredible, and thank you so much for continuing to support me and my channel. Without you guys, there is no channel, so thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. So with that being said, I kind of want to jump into this. You know, listen, we get the idea, right? Like, when it comes to these next generation consoles, we all love the games, and I think that's the most important thing. I think that we realistically need the games to be on point, and I think they need to be on point pretty much right away. Unfortunately, that's not always the case, but it does look like Sony does have some cool things in the hopper in terms of what they're going to be offering, and when we're going to be able to see more on these features again. So there were some things that kind of leaked out that a lot of people were kind of questioning, and now we have some even bigger answers on exactly what that is. Now, I talked a little bit about backwards compatibility the other day. This is a hot topic, and the reason why it's a hot topic is because the Xbox Series X is doing backwards compatibility so well. And again, you had other places with a lot of misinformation about PS5 backwards compatibility, thinking that it couldn't really do backwards compatibility. But now it looks like it could be doing it a lot better than people even expected. So obviously there's a lot of people that want to pre-order a PS5 and weren't able to. You know, there's delays to existing PS5 pre-orders, but now this original information kind of comes from a leaker. He did some digging through PlayStation themselves and uncovered some new details regarding, and this is more confirmation on the backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5, including the boost mode that you know, is so prevalent and a lot of people were talking about. While backwards compatibility isn't a crucial feature to every console gamer, I mean, it tends to be more crucial towards the Xbox fans, and I kind of understand that, I guess, but it's going to be very interesting to see how that could work. So anyway, according to this, there's a boost mode reference in there, and obviously Sony has already confirmed, this was double confirmed, that 99% of the PlayStation 4 games that the console has is going to be supported with this boost mode, and well, not boost mode, but going to be supported and be backwards compatible. Now, back in March, you guys might remember PS5 architect Mark Cerny detailed how the PlayStation 5 will have PS4 Pro and PS4 Legacy modes, which downscales the GPU to emulate the older console hardware and thus allows for compatibility with older games. Now, Cerny noted that the power of the PlayStation 5 can be too much for some PlayStation 4 games to handle. However, it shouldn't come as too much of a surprise that the PS4 games will run with improved performance on the PlayStation 5 hardware, even if it's been scaled back a bit. And with that in mind, boost mode is likely going to be used on games that are able to put the PS5 powers to use. Whether boost mode will be a default setting, we're not really sure yet. This is, again, one of those questions that everybody has for Sony, and we don't really have any answers. So the thing that you can expect, though, is much better frame rates for PS4 games, say 60 or 120 frames. Take Bloodborne. This article uses that, for example. it ran at around quote-unquote 30 frames per second, with dips below that, making it an already challenging game more difficult to play. But a boost to 60 frames would be a lot smoother, obviously, and thereby making it easier to basically time your moves and things like that. So they're expecting PS4 games to run at a native 4K resolution on the PS5, but depending on the rigors of backwards compatibility, running older games at such resolution could cause frame rate issues even with the PS5's 10.28 teraflops of graphic powers. Now, the source code contained in the snippet has noted that you might experience unexpected game behavior while playing the PS4 games on the PS5 console, so there's not really a scope for boost mode to be a feature for people to use it if they are willing to run into unusual behavior. But again, not being able to access the game's online content or multiplayer could be something that happens, or the boost mode could enable PS4 games to be rendered at 1440p or 1080p resolution like they were actually on the PS4 or PS4 Pro. So interestingly, at the time of this article's publishing, the backwards compatibility page for the PS5 appears to be gone. So Sony is definitely prepping the new suite of content and to detail the PlayStation 5 and how it's going to run older games. It's of course going to get the PlayStation Plus collection as well, which is a series of PlayStation 4 exclusive games and other games that are going to be part of the Plus subscription. We're not really sure the enhancements and things like that, but it is nice that Sony's going to be able to kind of come out there and talk about what they're going to be doing as well as far as their enhancements and things like that. Because when you compare it to the Xbox Series X with backwards compatibility gaming, that's a big selling point for them. They don't obviously have a lot to sell people on in terms of new stuff, but again, that's something that could definitely sell people on an Xbox Series X or an Xbox Series S to begin with, because they were showing off some games and how they're going to run if they don't have a locked frame rate, or if they don't have a dynamic or if they do have a dynamic resolution. So it's one of those things that a lot of people are sort of going to have to kind of deal with now. There are multiple messages found in this coding talking about boost mode enabled, playing PS4 games on PS5, some functionality might not be available, etc., etc. But again, this is something that a lot of people are going to have to sort of deal with. I mean, is this something that's going to be a huge deal breaker for you as a gamer? Like, I don't really know how you personally feel about it, but one of the cool things that was a question for a lot of people is, maybe do you guys game share? And you might go, well, what's game sharing? Well, game sharing is basically like if I want to share all my digital games with somebody else and they want to share their digital games with me. It's basically you have to set your home console. One of you has the home console, one of you don't, and that way whenever I make a purchase, that other person has access to that game as well. It's basically one purchase, two licenses. Like, I game share with my younger brother on both PlayStation and Xbox, and so it's a cool little feature. And there was some kind of questionability about whether or not this would be something that is supported on next generation, and now it looks like it is going to be supported. It looks like PS5 game sharing is going to work in a very similar way, pretty much exactly the same way it does on PS4, with users being able to set your console as your main one and having all the other accounts on that console play the games. This actually also coming from source code from Sony's website themselves. So yeah, definitely interesting to see how that sort of works out with the extra bits of all the other information. So we're getting a lot of information about the PlayStation 5. I just question, when are we going to be able to get, a lot of this confirmation and things like that, because it would be nice to actually be able to get some of that confirmation. And again, I think a lot of people are, kind of excited to talk about it and to kind of see what Sony has planned up their sleeves. I think we all want to kind of see that, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I feel like we're going to be getting more information very, very soon. And, for me personally, I feel like it's just one of those things that we keeps on giving. We want to get excited. It's okay to be excited. I keep telling people that. It's like, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that is kind of a bummer, but it's okay to still be excited about video games, and it's okay to be excited about, that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, it's the little things that keep us going. Video games are just silly things, but they're still amazing, and they're a great way to sort of escape reality and just have fun. And I feel like that's going to be something that a lot of people use these things for. So, like I said, it's a very exciting time. I will link all of these things in the description below, so you can all check them out. and let me know what you think. I really do appreciate the support and things like that. It means the world to me. Please take a minute to consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. I would appreciate it. You share it out, hit the bell, you know, all that kind of good stuff. But as I said before, a simple like really does go the longest way. Appreciate all the fans and stuff like that. Please take care of each other. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. All that kind of good stuff. You know, again, it should go with common sense, man. Just be cool to each other, be gamers. We all have opinions. We all have difference of opinions at times. It doesn't mean we can't be cool to each other and, you know, respect one another. So thank you so much for taking time out to watch one of my videos. Please consider doing it some more. Tell a friend, all that kind of good stuff. Have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Stay safe. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.